We're going to actually tell a story here that actually has a weird tie into me. And it's not one of my own stories. It's a real national news story that ties into my family. And that freaks me out. But I've been cleared to talk about it. But before we do that, Bobby, take it away.
Bradley, can you give me an underlying funky tune while I introduce everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the POS show with your host, Pat Oates, and his co-host, Bobby Tamburo. And since Bobby and Pat had a fight last week, coincidentally, joining us as our guest is Dan Brown.
Hey,
he
everybody.
Definitely doesn't want to take my spot on the podcast. That would be weird.
And good.
I've often hoped we would get to the point where we had like one autistic super fan who demanded his mother print him a Heeble Knievel shirt, and like it was a whole thing, and it was the only thing he wanted for Christmas, and she had to go to like a million different stores, and like nobody would do it, and she was crying, but like he was autistic, and the only thing he liked was the Pat Oates show, and this was what he wanted. And we're never going to quite have that. But the closest thing we've got is Bradley's joining us today, folks. Bradley Williams, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Bobby. Is he supposed to be funky through that whole thing?
Wait, he's not a midget.
Bradley,
you went into that story. I'm just like, okay. No more music.
Bradley definitely not only nailed the fade, but was also the best guest we've ever had at giving me a funky beat to go in with.
I think it's the way you described it, Bobby. You've never told anyone to do an underlying funky beat, and that was easier. Well, they always try to be the beat, and they didn't usually. Most of them try to go so hard that you can't talk. Now, right away, Bradley knew, just be background, baby. Be a tree on a play. Don't be the star.
And be funky.
Yes.
Do you usually tell people to be funky? Because that was
he actually does. He tells most of them to be funky, and they don't know what that means. They're all white men.
Bradley's also a radio podcast aficionado, so like he definitely gets an opening theme and how to come in. I was it's no secret, I'm a big fan of Ron and Fez when I'm going through when I'm going through a down day. I listen to old Ron and Fez, or I'll put it on before I go to bed. And I was going through I had a head cold. I was kind of in and out of it all last week, and Bradley had called 4 times that day at Compound. I talked to him because I was sitting in for somebody else. And I was sitting there listening to this old, right at the end of Ron and Fez episode of Ron and Fez. And I heard Bradley call in. And I was like, fuck, am I at work? Did I fall asleep at work? And it was just an old episode of Ron and Fez. And I was like, oh, shit. Bradley goes way back. So he is definitely an aficionado.
Yeah.
I've said that word 6 times.
I was going to say
something.
The word of the day is aficionado.
Ah! And I didn't take offense once. So.
And Dan,
funny because on our last episode there was another word of the day that Mike O'Donnell wouldn't say, but it wasn't aficionado. But watch that on the Patreon.
We're not gonna play that game with Bradley because he'll probably say it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we not? We can play it just with Dan. Dan won't say it.
If I say it in my Superman voice, it's okay.
Nope.
No.
Unless Superman's played by Danny Glover.
You can do it without moving your lips. I'll allow it. If you can just smile and do it in your Superman voice.
Oh.
The first
you mean the old Jeff Dunham?
Yeah, exactly.
Jalapeno on a stick. Not me.
It's a beep on a stick.
I think that's why Jeff Dunham learned how to be a ventriloquist. I can say the N-word. Nobody will know.
Oh, that was the word. Woo.
Yeah. Oh, it was it. Yeah, we're not doing that game. But anyway.
Is that because certain races of people don't know that puppets aren't real? What does that
mean? They're called middle of the country whites.
Yeah, every comedian gets his shitty moment. And they get their movie. Larry the Cable Guy had that movie where he was
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Every guy who has their moment. Why did Jeff Dunham not get a one where he's the ventriloquist who goes to prison and he has to use his voice to get him out of trouble? And he makes friends with a guy, and the guy's about to get raped, and he's like, Jeff, you gotta get me out of here. You gotta shank him, Jeff. And Jeff's like, I can't kill somebody. And the guy's right about to rape him, and the guy's asshole's puckering, and Jeff has the idea, and he's like, whoa, man, This is an exit, not an entry. And he's like making the guy's butthole talk. And that's how he makes it through prison. He's just a bunch of ventriloquism tricks.
I thought like he was gonna throw his voice instead of somebody's coming to rape him. He's like, I'm gonna shiv you. Oh, did you see that guy behind you? And he runs away. He can
Exactly. Starts like that, yeah.
Hey, Bato, it's me, the soap down here. Don't drop me, just keep me in your hands. I'm the soap. Soap on a stick.
You know my
Soap on a
cousin.
roll.
You know my cousin
Soap on a
jalapeno
rope.
on a
That's his
stick.
new puppet, soap on a rope.
I was getting.
It's a jail. Jeff Dunham goes to prison.
Bobby, that hasn't happened because Ernest already existed. He already went to camp, went to hell, went to jail. So he can't do
He went
Jeff
to
Dunham,
prison,
does all
yeah.
the same shit.
Did Ernest go to prison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought he was lovable and saved Christmas and stuff.
He's also
They put him
scared
in the
stupid.
electric chair.
He's what? Oh, scared
That's-
stupid. Yeah.
That's Rudolph you're thinking of, Dan.
Oh,
Rudolph. He's the one who saved Christmas.
okay. Did he also go to prison?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh.
Drug smuggling.
You know what
It was
year?
in his asshole. That's why his nose got red because the drugs went in
You
there and
know-
went through his body.
Do you know what year Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer came out, Dan?
He's
I mean,
gay?
it must have been like the 70s.
Wait, Rudolph's gay?
No,
Old
the
as
movie,
that.
Pat. Just go with the bit. I promise you'll like it. It's
You
going
said he
somewhere you
came
like.
out.
When did the
No.
movie get released, Dan? Any
I'm
ideas?
guessing the 1970s.
It was actually 1942.
Holy crap. They had color TV
Okay.
back then?
And
No.
Colored
no, it was
TV.
in black and white then.
Oh.
But what is the surname Rudolph, Dan? What country would that be?
German?
Right. And he had a glowing red nose, or as some people would call it, a genetic anomaly. Do you know what happened to people with genetic anomalies in 1942?
They got exterminated.
Yeah. You ate Rudolph. You ate Rudolph turkey. That's what happened to poor
They were
Rudolph.
accepted and helped through the day.
Wow, I didn't realize the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was so dark.
Do you know who
Yes.
did the voice of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Paul Kligman. You know who
Oh,
Paul Kligman was?
no.
The voice of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's all I know.
I thought you were going to say like he was a Nazi
Oh, I don't know.
person who was hung for war crimes.
I just searched it quick and that was his name. I have no.
No. Well, like actually, the people who put the movie out, Dan, were resistance Jews
Oh,
in
neat.
Poland, because the idea was, look, the genetic abnormality, or what some people would perceive as like freaks, or like controlling the media, or like, killing Jesus, others would see as a useful tool that could benefit society, and that was the message they tried to put out there. That's where Rudolph came from.
Oh, I see.
I
Do
like
you know where
the gay
Paul
elf.
Kligman went to college?
No.
The University of Manitoba. Do you know who else went to the University of Manitoba? Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
No, oh
I
my
had no
God.
idea.
But Dan, who liberated Germany?
Paul
Berlin in
Kligman.
particular. What country?
I guess America, England,
Yep.
and
You were
Why
about
is
to say
this
it.
Dan has to
The main
answer
one.
questions.
Russia.
Russia. Right. And Russia's what color?
Red.
And Rudolph had what color nose?
A red nose.
Rudolph the
happening
Red-Nosed
on the
Reindeer
show?
saved the day.
Wow.
Boom.
Who's the
And to
POS
answer
of
your
that
question,
movie?
Pat, it's because we had a little disagreement last week, and then coincidentally, Dan's popping up on the podcast again. So he instantly gets put on the hot seat.
He wasn't the one that was replacing you. Mike O'Donnell did.
In theory. But
Guess who's
I
going
see
to replace
Mike
both
O'Donnell
of
some
you?
weekends. That's fair.
Paul Kligman.
Me and-
Oh, nice. That's a
Died
good
in
think
get.
he's dead.
1988, though.
Oh, darn. That's a bad get.
I learned a
He
lot about
smells.
Paul Kligman just now.
Yeah. I
He
feel
also
Was
was
he
the
married?
voice of Peter Parker's boss.
Whoa.
J.
J.
Jonah
Jonah Jameson?
Yep. You both
is
knew
a
that
good
one
get.
quick. I knew Superman would know that one.
If you could have Paul
I hate
Kligman's
that
corpse,
guy.
if you could have
No.
Paul Kligman's corpse on a podcast, that'd be a great podcast. It'd be so much better than me.
Corpcast with Paul Kligman. There's
Whoa,
the
look
clip.
at him. He's so
That's an old
dreamy.
photo. They found that in Auschwitz.
Wow.
He looks like a gangster.
He kind of looks like a pedophile, right?
Kind of.
Pedophile gangster.
I feel like he looks more like a dashing Ricky Ricardo.
I'm just saying, why do you learn those voices if not to try to entertain children?
Lucy, I'm home. Are you 2 years old?
Kids love that.
Babaloo! He's just yelling at.
Kids love the Mamba.
He looks like every kid that that also plays for the Cuba Little League baseball team and 13 years old. Like that's his photo. It's like he looks 40, but also 12.
How does a tall, dark, and handsome fellow like him get a name like Kligman?
Because he was from Canada and he was Romanian born. Like he doesn't look like any of that.
Oh, I see it.
I don't know. I feel like he looks kind of like South American.
First of all, if anyone ever has a show where they need to talk about Paul Kligman, I'm in now.
Yeah.
He looks like Fat Mr. Bean.
Oh, I know way more about Mr. Bean, but I know so much more about Paul Kligman now.
You said he was J. Jonah Jacobson or whatever.
In the cartoon,
Spider-Man,
the
dude.
cartoons.
You know that
Spider-Man.
meme everybody puts around where it's like, in your final moments, you see who people really are, and he won't tell the Green Goblin who gives him the Spider-Man pictures, and they're
Yeah.
like, see, he was a hero. It's like, or he just didn't snitch on the one guy who could stop the monster terrorizing the village. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he really wasn't being heroic. He was like, in the off chance the one person who can save me shows up, I should probably not be snitching on him while he gets here.
It's like
He
Hitler's
hated
cousin.
Spider-Man so much. Even
Yeah.
after he saved him like 12 times, he's still, oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah. That,
Spider-Man. Spider-Mans
sound
were
like?
another group of people that were exterminated in the 40s. Spider-Mans?
Spider-Man's
Oh, not the
That's me.
Spider-Mans.
Moisture Spider-Man.
Let me see your papers. I had the Spider-Mans lived here. Ah,
They're always crawling around. Just the goddamn Spider-Mans.
Spider-Mans and Spider-Steens.
no, Spider-Stein.
You know Venom's real name was Verklempt? That was his actual name. They're like, it's all Verklempt to make his Eldegazoid. These goddamn Spider-Mans.
Thought it was Paul Blitsky.
Do you know how much it costs to keep a Green Lantern going? That would be insane, the crisis. You can't keep a Green Lantern going that long. Aquaman.
Well, believe it or not, the Green Goblin didn't come in later, but Dr. Octopus was like the scientist. He was doing all the experiments. They were like, that's source material.
The Green Goblin is the dumbest fucking name for anybody. It's a goblin. What color is it? Green. Do it. It's just like
One of those things
also
where you
just
try to look it up.
goblin. There weren't other goblins.
It's one of those things where you try to, what was the bad guy in Spider? The Green Goblin. No, that's not right. That sounds
That
ridiculous.
sounds ridiculous. Is the Knob Goblin? No, that wasn't him. That was my ex-wife.
The Hobgoblin.
I'm the Knob Goblin.
I'm Dr. Doom. Okay, you're a doctor and you're mean. The names are stupid. They didn't even try with those. Not even all.
No, they did not at all.
No.
Think about it. They're like, he dresses like a bat.
He's a
Batman.
man.
This guy's
Who's
pretty
that?
super. Superman.
Yep. He's from China.
Who's the
China man.
Superman's the first one. They didn't have to think of shit. What is he? He's a Superman. What powers does he have? All of them. I don't know.
That one makes
Oh,
sense because
man.
he was the first, so they didn't know about making cooler names. I kind of get that. They were just like Superman. Like, okay, shit, he's a man, but he's more super than other men. From there, it went downhill. Aquaman, Batman, which is just Wonder Woman. They're just bad names.
I wonder if they
Panther.
experimented with Superman before. They kind of had good man and great man. Really
Well-
good man.
Well, they used the original
Aight, man.
translation, which was Ubermensch, and they were like, that's a little Aryan. We're gonna have to try. He was like, we'll just translate it. It means super.
Aryan man.
What does Ubermensch mean? Superman in
It's
German?
like it doesn't have a direct translation. What it means is it's the next step in human evolution.
Oh.
I thought
That
it
does
was when a
sound
Jew
kinda-
got an Uber.
When I was a kid, I tried to think of a superhero, and I thought of Waterman, who used all the water powers, and I got real pissed when I learned a little bit of Spanish and found out Aquaman.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
You basically made up. Remember the Wonder Twins? You made up the boy who sucked. He's like, I'm a tray of ice. That was the worst hero. When I was growing up, I was like, that's bullshit. The girl can turn into fucking all kinds of cool shit. And the boy's like, I'm ice cubes. Bucket of water with my face on it.
If there's enough of me, you'll get cold, boy.
Yep. Wait. I hope we get a monkey so he can carry me around. How good we do.
Oh man, I hate
it
the
was a real monkey.
friend.
It wasn't like a black guy who just ran around helping them out. It wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I won't say the word of the day then.
That was it. But in 1929, Paul Klingman, he was a big fan of, I'll do the black voice. Like, no, Paul, no.
He'd be so canceled today.
It's an audio recording. Why are you wearing the makeup?
Me, Tyrone Klingman. I'm in character. I'm the Daniel Day-Lewis of my time.
Oh, this is like the humor of the time, and the way you're doing it, we're all finding it offensive.
Hey, listen, while I'm doing this character, it's not Paul Klingman, but something rhymes with the first part of my last name.
Are they like, Paul, no, please, Paul, no?
How I love you, mammy. All right, take two, Paul. We're not.
No.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my big time N-word.
Oh my gosh. I remember that cartoon. That was racist.
Magpies, more like fag pies. All right. Hey, we did this. 1929 was pretty cool.
Sounded like you were just singing the racist Michigan frog.
That's what I was doing. Legitimately what I did. I just did the frog and I was just being racist.
And why did that guy want him to talk so much?
Because he wasn't a woman.
Sing this song, nigga.
Whoa. That was Paul Klingman style.
Like, that's a frog I'd want to shut up.
Back then, if you were a guy, you could do what you wanted. If that was a lady frog, shh, get in the kitchen. That's how that worked. All right. Now I've lost my story because I was searched Paul Klingman.
Yeah. Stories.
All right.
You got any Paul Klingman stories?
This story is better than Paul Klingman. This story will start off like any regular POS story, but it has a twist. Former Loudoun County basketball coach faces charges for soliciting minors. A former high school coach who'd been charged with soliciting a minor has, that's a dumb thing. Unfortunately, they took the word for word from a news story. So they did the newscasting guy goes, here's more with Paul, whatever. I was just reading that. Sorry. A former Loudoun County JV basketball coach is facing 3 felony charges for allegedly soliciting a minor online. Police say 22-year-old Joshua Sheeran sent messages and graphic pictures to who he believed to be a 14-year-old boy. Sheeran was a coach at both Tuscarora and Heritage High School in Leesburg. School officials say he coached freshman and JV boys basketball during the 2019 and 2020 seasons. I forgot I have a picture of him so you can all enjoy him. Hold on. Where is he? Let me get there. I'm sorry, my bad. This guy went online and he solicited what he thought was young boys, but it was really a cop. Bobby and I have dealt with this on another show we were talking about, but that's usually women that do that. And it's not usually they're going after boys, but let me share this picture right here. Hold on a second.
Pedophile hunters.
Right. But the twist in this
is
story,
the picture? Oh,
it's about to be. Here we go.
Looks like you.
It's about to be this. But
Oh.
in a letter to parents, the principals of both schools said Sheeran no longer works for the schools. Fairfax County Police say they arrested Sheeran after he messaged an undercover detective on an online dating site thinking he was talking to a teenage boy. Police say Sheeran exchanged several messages with the detective and sent graphic pictures. They also say he talked about meeting up for a sexual encounter. Sheeran chose a place to meet up, but was met by detectives who took him into custody. Police are asking anyone who may have an inappropriate interaction with Sheeran to contact them. Parents who spoke to Fox 5 say they were glad the suspect was arrested, no longer working for the school. Here's the tie-in. I got this story from my brother because my nephew played for this guy.
oh no.
Yes. So my brother sent me this and said, here's a story for the real piece of shit. And I was like, hey, and I was worried because I was like, my brother loves the show and he watches, he critiques Bobby, he helps us out a lot. But I was like, I don't know if I can talk about this without mentioning my nephew or my brother, because that'd be weird. But I don't want to do that. So he sent me a thing and said, just to keep you in the loop, this is an article about your nephew, travel basketball coach. You talk to him and he is fine and is never subjected to anything. So just to make that clear, he never had any problems with this guy whatsoever. And in case it's a sick world, in case wondering, Josh Sheeran is a piece of shit, which I don't think we all have to vote on. So today I wanted to do the story. So I messaged my brother and said, hey, we're going to cover this story, but I won't mention you or my nephew or a connection between you guys. Just want to make sure. My brother's response was, no problem. It's okay to mention it. Nothing happened to him. Just a lesson learned. I'm like, but yeah, we have some certain people on the show. I was thinking of Bradley, who might make a joke about how my nephew isn't attractive enough to be molested. And that's why I got turned down. My brother's response was, I've already made that joke to him. He laughed.
No, I wouldn't say that. Nobody's that unattractive.
Oh, I would have. My brother doesn't know this part. When my mom and I were talking on the phone, I made that joke to my mom about my nephew already on the phone. My mom does not have my sense of humor, and she always just goes, you think different, Pat. That's the response we get. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it the guy, first of all, is it the molesting coach guy who's soliciting boys? Is it detectives? I know Bobby has a problem with this, and so do I at a point where it's just like, it's always entrapment and weird when you're doing this. Is it the news people who shared this photo? Where is that guy running to? What is that photo on the right? I get the one picture. It's like his ID. But why are those pictures together? Is he running to boys, away from men? Where is he running to?
I think he's running to go take a nap.
He's
How
so tired.
sleepy he looks.
He's so tired from trying to fuck boys. It's so tired. But
I think that's one of the pictures he sent to the kids. Like, look how fast I can run in this picture.
All right, so who's the piece of shit? Bradley, go first.
I guess this is an easy one. I would have to say the pedophile is the piece of shit.
What?
Or maybe it's the game of football. Then fine, I'll pick the game of football that encourages pedophiles to be coaches. What is it?
Basketball.
Basketball. Oh, okay. Then I'm wrong.
Yes. No, it's him. It's definitely the pedophile guy. Or is it me for like trying to make a joke and then being mad about not being able to, my brother had a better joke than me.
It's the person who took that picture of him who didn't tell him to, hey, wake up a bit.
Yeah, because that wasn't a pedophile picture. That was just like his school ID. He was just sleepy.
That was his school ID.
It was. Look at that. That was a school ID.
I hope it's not his mugshot after he got caught. Like, oh, look how much he cares. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking with boys. Whatever.
I fuck boys sometimes. The people I want to fuck aren't alive yet.
It's that sick. He's not even born.
He's like a way more progressive Matthew McConaughey in Days of Confused. He's like, that's why I love kindergarten. Every year I get older, they stay the same age. Bobby does not like we go here. Dan
I mean, it's the pedophile guy is the piece of shit, but like, I'm just surprised it was a black guy because like, there's a comedian in Connecticut, like his whole act is like white guys are rapists and pedophiles, and like that's all he does. That's all I've ever heard him say. And I just got in my
Musa
head. Like,
is that?
No, it's not one of the Musas. But they did call. But I think they did both call me. They didn't call me a racist. I mean, they didn't call me a rapist, but they called me a racist and a pedophile one time.
Yeah, they're bad at spelling. They might have meant
black guy.
What?
You did just say you were surprised it was a black guy, so they may have been onto something.
Well, like, what? I'm not saying I agree with Dan, but you don't really hear about a lot of black molesters.
I've heard a lot of people say that it's all that pedophiles are always white guys. Like that's the thing that I constantly hear.
No, so I think just black people don't snitch.
Have you heard of the Greeks?
Yeah.
Greeks are white.
Well,
yeah, Greeks
there's
are
worse
white.
things that they do that get reported on. So like, yeah, we don't care about this.
Wait, what color are Greeks?
They're oily.
Eastern?
Yeah, but they're white.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, but that's white. They're not like Indian brown.
It could be any color. Okay.
No, Greeks are white. They fall into white. Eastern Europeans are white.
Alexander the Great
That's not
supposedly had
Eastern
blonde
European.
hair.
I know. The second I said it, I realized I was wrong. Go with it.
They can tan a little better.
Alexander the Great supposedly had blonde hair.
Alexander the
was gay.
Okay had red hair.
According to Hitler. Yeah, according to Hitler, he was like, yeah, all those great guys. So did Jesus. I don't know if you've seen any paintings.
He was black.
Yeah,
as
he-
shit.
People from that area look like
He was
either.
played by the same guy who played the Green Goblin in that Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know
James
what
Franco.
Jesus looked like? The real photo of Jesus. You ever seen that? Looks like. He
Do you
looks
have an
like this.
afro?
Looks like this.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, it's just-
This is blessed. No.
Oh man, that is a lazy Jesus.
I'm
they always say
molested for your
Sunday's a
sin.
lazy day. So that's what it is. He's running away from the cross. Like, oh shit.
I was on probation for your sins.
He's just running from Pontius Pilate.
I don't even know who the fuck my dad is.
You probably wasn't even human.
Wow.
No, I mean, God is God. No.
What is this? What is this card? I gotta text my MTPD to be like, I think I seen that guy running. Like, he looks like Chadwick. What's his name? The one who just died.
I would not be able to.
Like,
I'd never do
Honda?
that because
I like to think that the news found him. That's where they got the second picture. And they're like, wait, today? And he was like, not today.
Got a blast. So that's fun.
the picture of him when we tried to get him.
So Bobby was a piece of shit.
Well, I need an important question.
All right.
You may have the information.
I'll try.
What was their record?
It was the beginning of the season.
Like, how about last year? Have they been on a good streak?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
'Cause here's the deal. All right, like most of us played sports. Like 75% of the coaches you deal with are fucked up in some way.
Yeah.
And Bradley, while I give this answer, why don't you read your chat, buddy? Like I had one coach who was so bad, we didn't win a game in 8th grade basketball, and he just kept playing the starters to the point where the starters' parents were complaining. Like, hey, put in some of the bench, please. And to this day, like, there will be nights where me and a buddy who are on that team together will get drunk and call him and be like, hey, how's life going, Coach Duchesne?
Who is
You
this?
haven't killed yourself yet, huh? I would have.
No.
It's kind of like, I always feel like it's a cliche that the gym teacher in school is always like staring at kids. Did you guys ever have, when you were in high school or middle school, did people say that the gym teacher was always watching people change?
It wasn't the
No,
gym
it said the
teacher.
principal played pocket pool.
We had a basketball coach. He was a girls basketball coach who, if I had a friend I was quite into who informed me if she wore a low cut shirt when she took the exam, she scored a letter grade higher than if she covered up in 7th grade.
She scored a 100 with nipples in the zeros.
Yeah. And it would be like, well, like the class he taught was like mainly like giving presentations or a lot of subjective grades where just he's a scumbag.
What if you thought that was the reason why, but the real reason was she meant to tell you she wrote the answers on her tits so she could see them better when her shirt was
Oh.
down.
Maybe. All I know is that guy's wife was a 5th grade teacher, and she had an affair with another 5th grade teacher.
Oh,
And they
I
got
thought you were gonna
caught
say
banging
students.
like on the couch where all the students would sit.
Oh my God. What school was this?
And so like this
Bobby
teacher
just
could
had the
only-
best laugh I've ever heard you have.
Well, no, it's great because it's like we would be at summer basketball camp and he'd be like, damn, bro, that's a terrible jump shot. And be like, yeah, well, your wife got banged by another teacher on a couch. Shut the fuck up.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll go run those suicide, coach. It's not bringing her back, though.
Hey, Tamboro, take it to the hole. Oh, like that 5th grade teacher did.
Watch where you throw that advice around, huh, Mr. Bo? Almost said his name.
Oh, dox him.
Guess who wasn't yelling his name? His fucking wife. She was yelling that other guy's name. That's the best. We had a basketball coach that was a guy from the girls, and everyone said that too. Like, well, he was probably trying to bang him, but he was just like a coach that cared. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't really doing that. I think a lot of people say that when a guy, especially when I was growing up, if a guy coached girls, he was trying to bang them. If a woman coached girls, she was a lesbian. That was kind of like the weird rules, but there was never back then any talk of if a guy coached boys, then he was a pedophile or super abusive. But those things happened a ton, but nobody talked about it. Like every coach I had in some way hurt a kid, hit a kid, beat up a kid, mentally abused a kid. That was what you did. They didn't fuck them or anything. Like I think it's just because we didn't have hot kids, but like they never did that. But like it was always that there was never that line about like the fucking them. It was just beating them. And that was okay because we won.
They didn't fuck them. They just fucked them up.
Right. I would have rather had sex with them than be told I was not pretty.
No, I'd rather get hit in the face with a dodgeball than get fucked in the ass. I'll tell you that much.
Listen, you can ice your asshole. You can't ice your heart.
Going into my senior year, we had like everybody on the basketball team had to go to this summer camp, but it was really just for kids on the team. So you could like have an excuse to practice 8 hours a day for 2 weeks in the summer. But like, you know, they would bring in other kids from other schools would come. We had a buddy who would have been like one of the better kids in gym class, but not quite good enough to be on the team, if that makes sense. He was like, yeah, I'm just going to come. It'll be fun. We'll get to play. Like, I'll get better. And we were doing a drill. And the girls coach whose team like was undefeated for 3 years in a row was yelling at us and was like, you're so lazy. You guys get on the line. Everybody do suicide. This is why you went 2-4 last year. We're going to run until you're tired of being 2 and whatever. And he was just like, excuse me, Coach Heiser, can you come here for a second? And the coach came over. He whispered in his ear. He was like, yeah, I'm not on the basketball team. I just came to camp because I wanted to have a little fun, shoot around. And he just got to sit on the sidelines while the rest of us ran. But yeah, same thing. I had a coach. I almost quit football in my going into my sophomore year because the line coach my freshman year, his son was in our grade, and his job was just like to break your morality and call you a pussy. And so like I wasn't gonna go out, and one of the coaches pulled me aside and was like, hey, like I hear you're not going out. Why not? And I was like, it's not for me. And he was like, come out. It'll be a good time. And I did. And on the first day of 2-a-days, this guy pulled me aside and was like, hey, I think you're too much of a pussy to be here. So you better be careful because my son's going to hurt you. And the first chance I got in a scrimmage, I just grabbed his son by the face mask and started uppercutting him. And I was like, am I tough enough now? Like,
oh, man.
Yeah. Fuck you and your son.
Yeah. Seriously.
May I tell a really horrible story?
Please.
Okay, so my friend Pete, this is actually my friend Pete's story, but he was talking about how there was this gym teacher at our high school who, I don't know if this is even true, but there was a rumor going around that she had breast cancer. And so she supposedly had one of her breasts removed, and she had like a wooden like breast, like a breast that she would put in her bra to make it look like she was normal. And according to my friend Pete, at one time she was yelling at the students, and then like they all started chanting Woody, 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 and like all the kids would just start like they joined in the chant. And according to him, this gym teacher was just like was psychologically broken by that, and she just ran and like hid in the girls' locker room.
And then he nailed Molly Hatchet. Then he nailed Molly Hatchet and walked off at the football field with one fist in the air. Wow.
She's not George Washington. It's not. Why would it be wooden?
I don't know. That's the story that I was told. I'm just recounting somebody else's story.
What if she was like a really skinny woman? And she only breast. Had A-cups?
We carved this breast out of hippopotamus bone.
Woodpecker on it. Get off me.
Isn't that one of like the stories that George Washington's teeth were made out of wood or hippopotamus teeth?
Yeah. And his tits.
Never heard hippopotamus teeth.
A common myth that they were wood. They were human teeth. They took from other people. Historical records have shown.
From slaves is what I heard.
What if the teacher was really flat-chested? Right?
I don't know.
And then she was teaching health class because gym teachers also have to teach health class. And she was explaining like, breast cancer is important to me. And there was a kid in the back who never really paid attention. He was like, "Hey, yo, miss, I got a question though. How you got breast cancer without no titties?"
Yo, how you got just flat chest cancer? Like, how you got that?
When you ain't got no titties, how do they decide where to cut off?
Breast cancer? More like, where's the rest cancer?
I didn't know little boy titties could be cancer.
Oh
She got
man.
pirate disease. She got sunken chest cancer.
Hey, yo, miss, I'm just confused. When you get cancer, it grows uncontrollably, right? She's like, yeah. Like, shouldn't you be excited then? Because you ain't got no titties.
You better help those 2 tumors grow right where your titty's supposed to be.
Just every day she runs out.
Who know that cancer could be so hilarious?
Excuse me, miss. Can you get cancer on mosquito bites? No. Then you're safe. Then you're safe. It's all good, baby.
For
me, cancer, you can sure got no titties.
This is horrible.
Sorry to everyone with breast cancer.
For me, the piece of shit is if he didn't molest any kids. If he didn't molest any kids and the team's winning, it's the school board. Because it's like we've talked about. You're just setting somebody up who wasn't otherwise going to make a mistake, and you've now made somebody cross a line that they weren't otherwise going to cross. And yes, pedophilia is terrible. It's a mental illness that should be taken care of. But doing that in a like that kind of way isn't going to get him the help he needs.
Yeah, and if you're a kid on that team and you're getting that picture sent to you of just giant black cock, you're like, I wish my coach was white. Because like the white coach would at least just diddled you, and maybe you got to fuck him. The black coach is gonna ramrod you with that Amistad cock, and it's gonna fucking ruin Christmas. And you really want to play, you got to take that fucking Dikembe Mutombo, right? You're Shaquille O'Neal.
Somebody's first thought is, God damn, that's how Jalen got so much playing time.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why he never sat in the bench.
Coach always said he was good at boxing out. Now I know what he meant.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about box.
You just know he'll be whipping you with his big black cock on the back like a, like
a guy who gets whipped.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's when people are like, shit. Go back to the lady cancer jokes. Bobby, I got more stories, or do you want to do a game thing?
Who's the piece of shit, Pat? You didn't tell us.
Oh, I said it from the beginning.
Oh, okay. It's that guy. Okay.
Yeah. My brother said it. I agree with him. It's the guy who could have died right now if he tried to go near my nephew, because my brother would have ripped his fucking head off.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
So, related to that story kind of is, I know you guys have heard about the TV shows I've pitched. Another avenue I've moved into is the Hallmark Christmas movie. I know it seems like a step down in my career, Dan, so don't think you can move in there and take my directing spot as well.
You can come in whenever you want to. It's fine.
I know you're gunning for my spot on this podcast, but you're not taking my fucking directing spot. Anyway, Bradley, did you read your messages?
I don't think Bradley knows how to read chat messages, because you said that he just did.
It's on Zoom, Bradley. I sent you in the bottom. It should say chat. So basically, what this is, can you see it now? Bradley, anything?
No, I can't. No.
All right.
I don't think mine works the same.
Do you have Facebook?
There should be something that says chat. Yeah.
Bradley, I'll just send it to you on Facebook while I set this up.
That'll work.
You want me to read the story while you do that?
Nope, this is fine. Basically, what this is I am pitching a movie to Hallmark. Have you guys seen their Christmas movies?
Yes.
Dan, you look like a type of guy who watches Hallmark Christmas movies.
My TV is not even hooked up to anything
all the time.
Say that again, Pat. You were talking?
Yeah, Marky Post and Treat Williams are always in those movies.
Oh, I was thinking, who's the girl from what's that show, The Wonder Years? She's in like everything now.
Oh yeah, really? She's in them now. Yeah, but for a while it was Marky Post. She was from Night Court, but then I'm older, and then it became that girl who quit for a while acting, became a mathematician, and then went into that. She was Wendy on Wonder Years.
Yes. What's her name though?
I will find that out. You do your thing with Bradley.
She was a character.
I got it. You don't need to send it. I got it. We're all
right,
set.
cool. I also sent it. So basically, Hallmark wants to step it up a little bit instead of the same cookie cutter businesswoman goes home, falls in love with a hick, and gives up on her dreams. Yay, feminism.
Danica McKellar.
Danica McKellar. Wow. She could get it. Anyway, what this is basically I'm going to pitch Dan and Pat. You're going to get this fresh, but it's an idea we have. It's kind of like Miracle on 34th Street meets Hallmark. And the opening scene, it cuts to a chimney. And Santa has come down this chimney, and he's looking for someone. Bradley, take it away.
Ho, ho, ho! Where are all the little boys and girls in this house? Ho, ho!
Hey, Santa, it's me, Jack. Why don't you eat some milk and cookies? I'm just freshening up a bit.
Oh, that's my favorite milk and cookies. Let me see here. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yum, 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 yum.
And Santa, have I been naughty?
Well, it says here, yes, it says you've been a little naughty.
Hi, it's me, Chris Hansen. Why don't you take a seat there, Santa Claus? We've followed your correspondence with this boy for many years now, and you keep telling him he's naughty. And just what are you doing here?
I came to deliver the presents.
Yes, and before you said candy canes. You made a lot of references to you want him to suck your candy cane, and you're going to quote, teach him a lesson for being a naughty boy.
I said suck my candy cane as hard as you can. It's get it nice and sharp.
Sharp.
Well, Santa, you have two choices. You can walk out the front door. Now the police are out there waiting. They're going to arrest you, but you can try it. We'll see you later.
Do you mind if I keep eating these cookies?
and scene. Basically, I just think it'd be funny if Santa and Chris Hansen had a conversation, because like it'd be funny, like this girl keeps writing you, Santa, what's that all about? Dan, you look like you've had some inappropriate conversations with 14-year-olds. What do you think?
Yeah, it would be hilarious.
Pat, what do you got?
I don't think Dan's had inappropriate conversations with anyone. Dan's afraid to talk to everybody.
I was just making a joke because he keeps trying to steal my spot.
He's not stealing your spot. There's no spot to steal.
You know what? Now I'm gonna steal your spot. You son of a bitch.
You know who the son of a bitch is? The son of a bitch, or the piece of shit in this story is Bradley, because all he does is Ted Knight's voice.
It did sound like Santa was slipping into Superman a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and Superman is Ted Knight. Because he doesn't do Superman. He does the Hall of Justice thing, the narrator from Justice League.
Little Jackie.
Ted Knight, who also was the judge on Caddyshack, who's like, you want a fresca down here? That's what happens.
Why don't you take off your stocking and I'll stuff it, if you know what I mean.
And now he's the great Kazoo.
No, that's cool, Superman.
Pat. You and Dan do a podcast. Me and Bradley are going to do a spinoff where I try to interview his characters, and the third time he does Superman's voice, we're just going to go full our Bud Dwyer on air together.
Sounds good to me.
That's the last voice I hear.
I'm a little too drunk to handle these accusations right now.
I can't find a bigger picture.
It's the Murgatroyd. No. Oh God. Who's putting those pictures up?
Well, the problem was that's the only one that I can post that doesn't have a real cock in it. When you put Santa having sex, it's a lot of real porn, and I'm like, I wasn't ready. I thought it'd be like jokes. Nope.
Santa Claus must be hung like a horse
or like a reindeer.
That's like
yes.
like a Paul Kligman.
Banned from YouTube.
Oh,
one of the first porns that I saw as a kid was Santa, and he had a little teddy bear, and he pulled his dick out and put it between the teddy bear's legs and had the girl, kiss the teddy bear.
I think that's a whole story for another time here, Bradley.
No.
Bradley,
she's just meant to look young.
That's
think.
child pornography.
Yeah, dude.
Santa looked a lot like my dad, and the girl looked a lot like my sister.
Just because she has pigtails doesn't mean she's 9. I hope.
My dad said if I told anybody, he'd kill us all.
With his dick.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Mr. Claus, you said in quote, "I'm going to stuff your stocking." Can you elaborate on that?
With fudge. What?
Why would he need to elaborate? We got it, Tiger. Oh, this has been a show. All right. Next story up here. Hero Florida girl slugs mom's mugger. He messed with the wrong kid. A 9-year-old Florida girl is being hailed a hero by local cops after fighting off a robber earlier this month by slugging him in the face after he tried heisting her mom's purse. West Palm Beach officials on Thursday honored Jornay Nelson for her bravery in the November 2nd attack outside a supermarket, giving the courageous child a medal, certificate, and a Target gift card, the Miami Herald reported. She'll be the only Black person not looting. Surveillance video shown Danielle Mobley and her daughter walking up to the car in the parking lot. A man, identified as 29-year-old Demetrius Jackson, then suddenly runs at Mobley while she is putting her groceries away and tackles her to the ground. While there's a struggle for Mobley's purse, Jornay runs around the car to help her mother, throws a series of punches at the thug's face. I fought back. I had to save my mom, she said. After being pushed to the floor in a scuffle, Journey got up and chased the suspect about 5 blocks. Now, in the photo I showed, that circle it's blurry, but it's showing that's a 9-year-old kid punching an adult man in the goddamn face. Jackson got away with Mobley's purse, which contained a cell phone, gum, several bank cards, a Coach wallet, $40 cash, and her concealed carry permit. Miami Herald report citing an arrest affidavit. Cops caught up with Jackson 2 days after the attack and charged him with robbery and battery. West Palm Beach Chief Frank Elderly commended the pint-sized crime fighter for her bravery, but the local police chief cautioned citizens about taking matters in their own hands. I wouldn't recommend that you confront an individual like that, but in the heat of the moment, things happen, Adderley said. I bet he was shocked because you definitely could tell on that video he was not expecting that, and her actions were perfect timing in this particular situation. I think she hit him pretty hard. I'm very proud of her. That was her initial reaction, Mobley said. I wish sometimes things could be a little different because she is still dealing with this mentally. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it the little girl?
The police chief said, quote, "Using your fists, that's so 1960s. We just shoot him in the back and ask questions later."
Using your fist, you'll never be a cop.
Mom had a concealed carry permit. Why didn't she just shoot the guy?
That was going to be one of my POS things there. I was going to say, who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it the mother for letting her daughter fight him when she had a fucking gun in a certificate to hold that gun and use it, but she didn't have it because she kept her gun in her purse? When you get robbed of your purse, you can't have your gun. Is it the mother? Is it the daughter for running around the car and trying to punch a guy in the face? Yeah, it was a cool story, but that girl could have got murdered because now this guy had a gun and a lot of stuff. He could have kidnapped her, trafficked her, all that shit. Is it this dude? Let me tell the fucking story, Bradley. Is it this dude for getting beat up by a fucking girl on videotape and still after that running away enough, but also getting caught? So not only did he get beat up, then also he got arrested 2 days after, and he'll never be able to show his face in Florida, the worst state ever again. Or is it the police for giving her, her name, she's an honorary hero, all that, and a $50 gift card to Target? We can't do better. This girl is trying to save her mother, and she gets a $50 gift card to Target. That's all we can give this girl. No parade, no nothing. Fuck that. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Dan, go first.
I think it's the people who hate Kyle Rittenhouse because they're going to be demanding that this little girl gets the death penalty.
Or she has to beat up Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah,
I'll watch that fight.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kyle Rittenhouse, in the game today, the Lakers were playing the Pistons, and LeBron slapped a guy in the face and like cut his head open on a free throw. And the guy got up and for like real time 3 minutes, not exaggeration, like real time 3 minutes, tried to kill LeBron. Like pulled the old getting held back. Then he did the old, okay, I'm going to the locker room, took 3 steps, then ran through like 5 people trying to tackle him, like, and tried to kill LeBron. And you know, at one point, the thought passed through LeBron's mind, like, boy, I wish I had an AR right now.
I thought you were going to quote the meme that's been going around. Like, what's the difference between Kyle Rittenhouse and LeBron James? That Kyle Rittenhouse has a better shot and way better defense.
Oh man,
the meme I've seen nonstop. By the way, I would watch Kyle Rittenhouse fight that girl in like some kind of like fucking celebrity death match.
Oh man,
you just shoot her.
So, but Dan, who's the piece of shit? It's not Kyle Rittenhouse.
And House just keeps pushing for extreme
I
rules.
said it was the people who hate Kyle Rittenhouse.
All right, so they're not in the story. That's fine. Bradley.
Oh, I had a question. Did it say that she chased him for 5 blocks? Yeah. Or was that somebody else? The little girl chased him.
And the mom, they did it together.
Oh, okay. But I still take your side. The mother is the piece of shit. Even without a gun, you shouldn't have your little girl have to protect you. If the little girl can fight her, the mother could have too. That seems logical. Yeah. So the mother is the piece of shit. And Target, come on, 100, 200, come on, $50, get the fuck out of here. Give her a Target.
Yes. She's gonna rob it anyway. Go ahead, Dan. Dan, you were gonna say something.
Oh, I mean, unless like while he was punching her mother's face into the pavement, that was her moment to like make her move. Like maybe she was like the guy was distracted by lady beatings and that was like, oh, now I've got a sneak attack, and she just like karate chopped him on the shoulder.
The girl punched him 5 times. The mom couldn't have done anything during that time.
Maybe she was dazed.
I don't care how small of a man you are. I don't care how small of a man you are. If a 9-year-old girl is trying to punch you and you can't block one of them, you shouldn't be robbing anybody.
But he wasn't paying attention because he was too busy punching.
I think he was punching him. He didn't punch her. I didn't he punched her. I don't think he punched the girl. If he punched her 5 times and she just stood there fucking no-selling, that's amazing.
If person A is punching person B and person C comes around and punches person A, that's like a whole new element to the equation.
We don't do math on this show. Bobby, go ahead.
I stand corrected.
Yeah. The piece of shit is little Jordan Smollett. Okay. All right. Me and me mom were getting some Subway, and then this man yelled, "This is MAGA country." Tried to take me mom's purse. I take a couple swings at him. He pours bleach on me and runs away. We chased him for 5 bloody blocks.
That was great. How did you change your face for the impression?
I become Peppa Pig.
I yelled, "Oi, give me mom's purse back, you MAGA idiot."
What's that the word of the day?
Mom.
How did this become MAGA country?
Because he's doing Juicy Smollett.
I know, but like the guy was not, I don't know. I'm confused.
He was.
Here's what I said. Dan.
No, he was black as shit.
Dan, you're one of the most passive people I've ever met. If you were robbing a woman and a 9-year-old punches you in the head twice, you're knocking out the 9-year-old, right? Like the guy did not.
Yeah.
And then you get like 2 blocks away. This girl's already hit you with her best shot. And now her and her mom are still chasing you. You just turn around and drop them both.
And kill them. Yes.
It's been a long time since I've robbed a mother and a child. But okay, all right, fine. I agree.
This is the second story where we've had a picture of a black man running in it. Just saying.
It is. And it's not the Olympics.
Which brings us to our newest sponsor. Guys, it's the holiday season. There's something going on called a shortage of goods due to some like division of I forget what it's all called. You're smarter than us. That's why you're listening to us. So don't buy physical goods this year. Our latest sponsor is actually called Black Mirror. And what it is it's an app that you use, and before you tweet something out, it gets peer reviewed by a group of African Americans. And they'll say things like, good, this is good, or people are going to find issue with this. But here's the thing. That's the free version. Anybody can get the free version. It's good enough. It'll save you some hassles. We've all seen people that we like go through some shit online. This will keep you out of it. But for a limited time, if you use promo code POS, it will unlock Black Mirror Plus features. And now, Dan, I saw your eyes light up when I said that. What that basically is it Black Twitterfies all of your social media. So boom, you put a video out dancing. Now it's the TikTok of you dancing in sync with all those guys in the background. Boom, you put out a joke. Now it gets cut in with the people who are like, psych, that's the wrong number. Oh, basically what it ensures is not only will your social media be prevalent on typical Twitter, but Black Twitter as well. For a limited time, use promo code POS at blackmirror.com. Pat, what's next?
Can anything follow that? It's like, also, you can use that promo code at Silk City Hot Sauce.
That's what I was waiting for.
And you can buy them all the sauce they want. There's the classics like Badass Jew and Zumok's Cum Juice, whatever that one's called. And then there's the other ones, the brand new ones like Nightmare and My Butthole's Leaking with Silk City Hot Sauce from Ski Mask.
I've seen that one.
That's the new one. And they're all great. And no matter what you do, it's the holiday season. You should go there. You pick out some sauces. You give them to your friend. It's a cheap gift. You use the promo code. It's even cheaper. And you can give someone a unique gift. You know, they don't like sauce. The cool art on the front is cool, but it's something unique and different. Instead of getting them like just a gift card to Target. What are they, a black girl who punched the guy? No, they're not. They're your friends. So you give them some Silk City hot sauce and you make them feel good. And you put promo code POS in there and you save like 15% or some shit. And you also can send me and Bobby some sauce because we like sauce.
Can I say something?
Great.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Bradley.
With all the advertisement you've done, how is there not a Bobby sauce, the donkey of hot sauce?
Why would Bobby just get the sauce? Why wouldn't I be involved? My fucking
Because
show.
it'd be the donkey of hot sauce.
Well, maybe you should be patient.
Okay. I want the donkey
patient.
of hot sauce.
Maybe it takes a
You
long
should
time
be
to make
honest, too.
sauce. Some people are creative and they have to make a sauce and it takes time. Some people don't steal Ted Knight's voice and just jump on shows quickly.
No. Just put some donkey shit in there and mix it up.
If
I'll
there
drink it.
is or if there isn't a sauce named after us, doesn't matter. Jeff's one of the sweetest, nicest guys, and we reached out right away to say, hey, will you sponsor us? He jumped on right away. He's been a guest on the show. And to be honest, when I promoted the other sauce I just talked about, because I ordered them and got them in the mail this week, he put something on Facebook as of like, hey, we made a running joke while we want a Frank's homemade duck sauce. Because when Frank comes out, he was making jokes about that. So he made a statement that said, wouldn't it be crazy if we had a spicy duck sauce? So there is rumors and thought. We haven't been told anything that maybe Frank will be getting that. And that'll be our show's thing of Frank's spicy duck sauce. Now, if it doesn't happen, no big deal. Doesn't matter. I just love the fact they're there. But I'm happy our sauce won't be called It's Coming Out of Your Butthole.
Yeah, and you know what? I love. Bradley thought of me potentially having a sauce, and you were like, no, that'd be too much. Why
because
would
this
my
whole show
co-host-
you've said, fuck you, Pat. You think Dan's gonna steal a spot. I've told you a million times, no one can steal my heart from you. You have my heart.
Why,
You won't
why
listen
would
to me, so fuck off.
Why would my co-host get a hot sauce? Let me
Because
tell you
you
about the
got
hot sauce.
everything. Everyone knows you. You're the sweetheart of compound.
Let me tell you about what they.
Burrow, the donkey of comedy.
Let me tell you about
the jackass and jokes. I get nothing.
And that's why I want to steal his job.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Bradley, about the hot sauce they have in the work. It's actually our announcer who shows up once in every 27 episodes.
He's gonna die.
We're gonna make a duck sauce after him. We wouldn't do something crazy as the guy who's here episode in and out, but we'll do
I'm
it
gonna
that
send a
way.
9-year-old girl to punch you in the face.
Yeah, no. That
Frank's
wouldn't fit the
tiny
pattern
dick
at all.
duck sauce.
Where's Sardine Smoulier, whatever her name is? I'm sending her to your house. Well, no, because Bobby, I'm not mad at you, Bobby. If you got a sauce, I'd buy 1 million bottles. And you know that. It's just Bradley's crazy way of trying to start a fight. Why don't you, Bobby? Why don't you have one? Stop sucking Bobby's dick. You can't get any more shows. You're already on every compound show. You're no Bobo. Shut up.
He takes my calls.
I'd like to answer the question on the table. Bradley, if I had a hot sauce, basically what you could do is take the blow it out your butthole sauce and imagine it like 3 weeks fresher. Basically, if you just took that hot sauce and were like, oh man, the idea here was original and fresh, and now I'm just gonna steal it and boil it down to this simplest.
2 shows in a row you've done this now.
Is there a real sauce called blow it out your butthole?
It's not called that, but that's what they say the sauce will. It's like Tales from the Silk City, and it's the guys from Ski Mask, Mead and Stancil and Ski Mask, and they're on the bottle of it. And it says it will blow it out your butthole.
So like 2/3 of it's delicious. 1/3 of the bottle just feels like it's tiresome. It was fresh, and now it's a played out idea. But 2/3 of it's great.
It's great all around. It's wonderful. It's trying its best. It's moved to a new area in the world. It's trying to get caught up. It doesn't know what to do. It's struggling with demons. It's a good sauce.
It's struggling with demons.
Leave the sauce alone. All right.
It's like the Greg Oden of hot sauces. Everybody's like, oh yeah, it's just dealing with all this stuff, but it's great. But like, then you have to ask the question: has anybody ever seen the glimpses of that greatness? That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Who knows? Make your own judgments about the hot sauce. I'm not going too far.
You're going pretty far. Right when we think we're done with battles, you boys right back in. Thank God they don't watch us. They just watch to see who our guests are.
All right. I got one more story.
All right.
I am currently in
promo code POS.
I am currently in a bit of a Twitter spat with one Larry Bea. And the reason is this. Larry Bea tweeted out a DM from a guy named Jake. And Jake said, Larry, you were so funny. I can't wait to see you tomorrow night at a new venue, and I'm bringing my Italian girlfriend. And Larry tweeted and was like, be like Jake. Jake's smart. I love it. And then tagged 45 people. And it's like, cool. But if you're tagging me in a show, I'd like to be on it or like have something to do with it. Like if you need me to like something, let me know. Hey, like I got this show I'm promoting. I'll like and retweet it. I'm super supportive like that. You know what I mean? If you see my social media, it's mainly filled with me promoting local shows from local guys. Dan, whenever I see you put out an art piece or anything like that, you know I'm right on it, right? I know we joke on here, but behind the scenes, I really like you and I'm supportive of your work. Bradley, I've told you the same. I enjoy your calls. But, like, don't tag me in everything. So I then made a very fake DM myself. And if you give me 30 seconds, I'll pull it up real quick and retweeted it and was like, oh, yeah, Larry, I deal with the same issues. And a bunch of people liked it. It got ratioed. But who's the piece of shit? Is it me for just not letting Larry have his moment, even though I've given him like 500 of them? Or is it Larry for just continually tagging people and trying to get likes? And it's not like there are some fans who have their own podcasts who tag people every time you put something up, and that's different. They're trying to garner a fan base, things like that. This is like a comedian who's just, I don't know. Here is the fake message I created, just so everybody.
Oh, let me stop my thing.
Let's see.
I was just sharing pictures of Larry so people knew who he was.
So some important things to note. Who is
Slutty McTits?
Slutty McTits. At Big Boobs, Wet Puss, definitely real. Pat, you want to read her voice? Actually, You know what, Bradley? You're the voice guy. You be the woman.
Okay. Hey, Bobby, winky kiss, kiss, winky kiss. Just wanted to let you know you killed so hard last night. Thumbs down, knife. And I could totally tell your is 14 inches through your jeans.
Maybe you should have had me read.
Yeah, we probably should have had Pat read, Bradley. I appreciate it.
Because I can't. Hey, Bobby, just wanted you to let you know you killed so hard last night like a knife, and I could totally tell you have 14 inches through your jeans. Wet, smiley drool. When can I see you again?
And I said, hey, thanks so much for coming. We are actually back again tomorrow night. 2 shows, 8 and 10. You should come.
Hey, stud, you killed again, and you're looking even bigger. Eggplant wet, umbrella, couple wets, a little bit of wet. Can you please let me blow you?
Eggplant, that's what it was. Eggplant.
Hashtag let's get pregnant. Woo!
One fun note is if you look at the dates, like yesterday, and then I forgot, just wrote tonight, exclamation point.
Who's the piece of shit in that story, Bobby?
Let me give a little more context real quick. So we were supposed to have a show last week that Larry was running. I was finally on the flyer for it. I was super excited. And the night before the show, I got a text from Larry that said, hey man, come see my show tomorrow night. And it was an Eventbrite link, and I had to respond, dog, I'm on the fucking flyer.
Yeah.
And then Larry didn't promote it at all and ended up getting canceled. So I was already kind of frustrated with him. And then it was like he was rubbing it in that he was getting to do shows. So I was a little bitter. That's what you need to take away from that. Pat, we'll go to you first. You seem to be the expert in the field. Maybe give these guys a little guidance.
Well, it's not going to be where you think it's going. The piece in the story is not Larry. Now, when I was on Twitter, I dealt with this all the time. Larry would tag me in everything all the time. Now, but Larry is one of those guys who is charming in person. He really is. You think he's your best friend. And I'm not saying anything bad about Larry. I've never had a bad experience with Larry Bay. I have not. Even being on shows, things like that, where his personality is so overwhelming that at times when you're someone with low self-esteem, it can be hard to fucking handle. Now, a lot of things with that is that when Larry does stuff like that, people just go, hey, he's a good guy, but they're always kind of rooting for him because, and I'm not trying to be a dick when I say this, everything he does reeks of desperation when it's on social media, not in real life, but on social media. I think it's just because he's older. He's even older than me, that we don't know how to do it right. So it feels like begging, please help me. So when he tags 45 people, 30 of them retweet it or like it. So therefore, they have given him the responses that he needs, and they enable him and make him feel like he can do that. Now, the people like you and me, I'll either like message him and say, please untag me in this, or I untag myself from it, or I don't retweet it. I'll retweet one thing once in a while when I think it's an important thing or something big, but I'm not going to do every time he says, I'm Italian and I'm having a sandwich. I'm not going to retweet that. But that's how he gets them out there. And more people like it and they see it. They go, he must be something big. Look at all these people that are supporting it. And then he gets a groundswell. Then he gets booked. He is using it the proper way. It's the problem with the people that are supporting it. If everybody was like you and said, cut the shit, then he couldn't do it anymore. So it's the people that enable. It's not Larry.
Yeah. And it's important to note, like, Larry is not a dick in person.
He's a great guy.
He doesn't do things like,
and a great guy. He's very fucking fun.
Yeah. Like, and he never does things like if there's a comedian bombing right before you're supposed to go up and he finds out you're next, he doesn't say things like, oh, we need a funnier comedian, and do that twice, and then like bring up Karen Margolis before you, then proceed to do 5 minutes of race jokes, and then bring you up as another white guy. Like, Larry never does things like that. He's a good
I don't
guy.
know anything about that.
Dan, you're up next.
It's very specific.
Yeah. That's a specific thing he doesn't do.
And you're like, yeah, it's, and like you're sitting there like, that's kind of weird. You asked me to host your podcast for 7 months while you disappeared. Definitely not to rehab. What's funny enough then, but not funny enough now. That's weird. Go ahead, Dan.
Why are we fighting everybody? All right, Bobby, I love you, so I'll go to war with all these fuckers. Fuck them. I don't care. Go ahead, Dan. Who's the piece of shit? Is it Bobby or is it Bobby?
I'm gonna preface this. I'm gonna preface this answer with the fact that I'm really drunk right now.
Yes.
And I feel like it's happened quite a few times that like people have tagged me and stuff, and I don't really know the person, and they've been a jerk to me. like maybe they'll bring me up on stage and not tell me how much time I'm doing, but then they'll come up to me and light me, and then they'll say, you went over your time, even though they'd never told me how much time I was doing. And I can't remember anything that anybody said up until this point. I'm sorry.
So remember what you said.
Dan's memory. Bradley.
It does seem like a very nice thing that Larry does, tagging a bunch of people. Did he really do it a bunch of times? Did he keep tagging over and over again, Bob?
He does it all the time. I mean, when I was on Twitter, I would get tagged in every post he possibly did, but he does it all the time, and that's how he posts.
It seems like, is it a bit? Is it like, oh, I tag everyone, that's my bit?
No, it's effective.
Yeah, well, it does work because, like you said, that is how you use it because other people will like and retweet it.
Or it shows up in their news feeds, and now everybody sees it.
But
after a while, you should realize it's bad.
It does then beg the question if you're like, you need me on Twitter, but I'm not funny enough in person. Just throwing that out there, right? Like that might be a hypothetical we deal with.
It's like, I'm great here, but maybe not so much in real life. Well, it's the best you can do. It's hard to decide because, he's trying to be nice, I think. Bobby, damn it, you're not going to take my calls anymore. You're the piece of shit. Just be nice to the poor old man.
Bobby's not, I agree with what you're saying, but Bobby, that piece of shit. Here's the problem, Bobby. You need to confront him on both issues. You guys do have enough of a relationship to do that. Hey, man, you're a good dude, and I respect you, and I feel like you respect. Because he'll be like, "Yeah, man, I love you, man." All the fun things Larry always says, and then you'll be like, "Hey, I know you probably don't even realize this, but when I'm on shows with you, you kind of treat me like I'm a lesser than, and I don't really appreciate that. I look up to you. You have a good hustle, but I work my ass off too." And I'm doing all the shit you're doing. We're both in the same boat. I actually work for Compound. You don't, and you get to be on a lot of the stuff. We're both in the same struggle. We're in the same war here together. So when I'm on a show with you, I know you don't mean it, but you make me feel like that you're trying to make me look a shithead for the other comics to look good. That's not cool. If anything, you should be showing me I'm cool and I'm up, and so the other comics say, "Hey, man, that's someone to look out for," and then I can have your back more too. We can scratch each other's backs right here. Because one day I'll be the one carrying your coffin because you're old. You're an old man, and I'm a young Bobby. And same thing with
the conversation.
Hey, man, or Bobby. Every show we do from now on, because I'm not on Twitter. Tag Larry and tag Let's Get Loud and tag everything, and he is hysterical and all that stuff. Tag all that for every show we do and see what he does. Because the couple times I have tagged him and things, and I tried that at one point, guess what he did? He retweeted it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so that's the thing.
I would you
will reciprocate.
Wow,
he does. He does. Yeah.
But I think he learned that from Bob.
I guess, give him the conversation. I agree with you, Pat. Give him the conversation first. But I mean, if you ask him to do something and he doesn't, then I guess that makes him a piece of shit.
He would feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't think he thinks about it till you put it in front of him. Because he's just always trying to do the next thing, the next hustle, in a good way. But I think he learned that from Bob Levy. Not in a bad way, but Bob does that. Bob tags everyone, and everyone retweets him. And I think he saw it worked for Bob.
But does he tag when it's appropriate? Like when you actually did the show with him or you did something?
No, he just tagged.
It's everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're thinking support system.
And I get
that. Back in their day, that's what you did before there was tagging and stuff. You supported each other as comics that knew each other, and I got your back, you got mine. We let some people know shit. That's where I think the mentality is, and he doesn't realize that it's not like kosher on social media. But you're not wrong, Bobby, in any way, because you're just wondering why. I don't mind you tagging me, but why are you giving me the weird shit and bringing me up and saying I'm not good enough, and then putting up somebody who's just not funny in front of me?
Here's who's the piece of shit is.
Me.
It's me. It's me. I'm the piece of shit.
That's what I said.
I've been. You're right, Bradley. You're right. Not necessarily for the reason you said. I've been in New York for a year and a half, and I get chips on my shoulder. Everybody goes through it. And Larry was focused on running a show. He wanted to make sure the audience was into it. And it had more to do with rhythm and energy than it had to do with comedic talent. You know what I mean? Like in hindsight, I got angry for no reason. And on Twitter, he's just trying to keep me involved. I did run his show for a while he was on hiatus. You know what I mean? So I think he thinks I'm a part of it still and wants to keep me included. And sometimes you just get annoyed by people doing good things, and that's why some people go to therapy and other people do drugs. Like lots
he,
and lots of cocaine. I love it, Pat.
he do drugs.
I want to thank our guests for being on it. There's nowhere else to go with it. We had fun. Bradley, we made it through a show without me having a meltdown or you running away. I appreciate it. And
Thank
Bradley, for the first time ever, you're not the drunkest guy on the show.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan, for helping out. Usually Bradley's the drunkest guy. I'm not saying Bradley's
said that?
sober. I'm just saying Dan's drunk.
No,
You
don't say
said
that.
and Dan's eyes lit up like, I think he might be talking about me.
Dan knows
have a
I love him.
suspicion.
Dan, where can people follow you and check
They
you
can
out?
They can follow me on Go See Films
Go See
on
Films.
Twitter and most social media sites, except for Instagram, where I am Dan Brown Comedy.
As you are. Bradley.
Hang on real quick. And if you get the chance, Dan is a phenomenal comedian. He's a little obscure in some of his references and goes a little bit out there. If you enjoy that type of humor, it's right up your alley. But the other area where we don't talk about enough is Dan's animations. He's done a lot for a couple of the comedy clubs. Any chance you get, go look up his animation. It's really fun. It's good stuff. And if you need him for a project, reach out. He's always looking.
Yeah.
My co-hosts are getting along.
That was a pretty nice thing to say about me since I've been trying to steal his job for like several episodes now.
I'm not gonna let a drunk steal your job, Bobby.
Nope. I saw Dan was hammering. I was like, I'm safe. Pat's not gonna put up with that shit.
Oh no.
Bradley, go ahead. Where can people follow you? Check you out, all that stuff.
Follow me at Bradley Williams, I think 11 on Twitter. Bradley Williams on Facebook. You can find me, whatever, or listen for my phone calls on Compound Media.
Thanks, Ted Knight. Now
He said that like a ghost.
Bobby,
frightened
where
by
can people
those
follow
winks.
you?
Well, you can see me on Compound Media, in particular, the East Side Dave Show with Roy Harder every Tuesday at 7:30. But I've been Steve's got a show now called the Monday Morning Dump. It's on the morning feed, so if you log in to morning early, you can see that. Bradley, I'll probably talk to you then. You should call in. I have a feeling Luby might not be there, so we might need a little fill in. If you never know.
I have
I
a shit to
usually
talk
get to talk to Bradley most days, but check out Compound Media. Follow me at Bobby_Tamburo on Twitter. I've got a link tree now. I don't know what that is, but if you're into link trees, I guess link me. I don't know what to do there, but my social media guy seems to think it's important.
You got a social media guy?
Yeah. His name's Thomas. He's the shit.
Well, why can't he start helping us promote our show?
Well, to be honest with you, Pat, I've had him under my employment for 3 months now, and the link tree is what we've gotten accomplished. So.
Oh, because I got a link tree by myself
Yeah.
before I left Twitter, and it's just on there still, I think.
Yeah, but Thomas,
Oh, thanks, Thomas. I like your English muffins. Hey,
I have a weed show December 5th in New Jersey. If you're into weed, you get an edible and a joint, and all the comedians are going to be stoned. It's run by Clint Esposito. You've seen him on this podcast. And we've got Kenny, we've got Derek Gaines. Derek Gaines is on the show.
Derek Gaines is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's the
Not the
headliner.
Clint Barnes. Clint is funny too, but
Yeah, but Derek
is fucking that's who's the big draw. Derek's one of the best live performers you'll ever fucking see.
He's just an energy. There are certain guys, Larry included. I know we were giving him a hard time, but that have that energy. They walk in the room and the whole mood changes, and he's one of those guys.
And I don't mean this like being a dick, but Derek's better. Derek's a beast. I've worked with Derek. Derek is and that's not shit on Larry. Larry's awesome, but Derek is like one of those guys that's, I don't know why he's not more famous right now. He's huge in big avenues, but Derek's amazing.
Isn't he on the last OG now?
Yeah. I mean, he's getting there. I mean,
yeah. That's what I mean. Like you could see. So my point is, if you want to see somebody right before they get famous, this might be a good option.
Go to that show.
He's on the cusp.
Listen, the holiday season's coming up. I want you to buy people Silk City hot sauce. The other thing you could do is help out me and Bobby this holiday. by joining us on the Patreon. That'd be wonderful to have you there. You're gonna give it's a time of giving thanks. $3 a month gets you a bonus episode every week. But believe me, this show is gonna be on there. And you're also gonna get, shows before anybody else does. During the holidays, Bobby and I are gonna put out more shows during certain weeks because when you're sitting home doing nothing, you're gonna have that, most of them on the Patreon. So make sure you're over there. You like watching on the YouTube, but you're like, hey, I gotta wait till like Wednesday to get my show. Not when it's on the fucking Patreon. The show we just recorded before is already up there. It's Sunday night. It's already up. You can watch it already. You can check out there. You can interact with us. We have polls and fun things on there. Get on over. For only $3 a month. We'd appreciate it. And if you're going to watch us anyway, go over to YouTube, the POS podcast, join people that are joining on there, and subscribe to that. Once again, Bradley, thank you so much for being on. Dan, always, I know people call me it, but you are the national treasure. Bobby.
I thought you were going to say something nice about me.
Oh, but I told you I loved you 47 times during the show, I think. Okay, 48. Love you, Bobby.
If you can't join them, beat them. And remember, don't be a piece of shit.
Just want to make it clear, no one said anything nice about me.